Now, now we'll see some examples of linear polymers and branched chain polymers and cross-linked polymers, children. HDPE, high density polythene, polyvinyl chloride comes under linear polymers. LDPE means low density polythene comes under branched chain polymer. Cross-linked polymers means bakelite and melamine polymers. Now, another type of classification. We'll see another type of classification. That is classification based on mode of polymerization. Mode of polymerization. You all know about the polymerization. Polymerization means the process of formation of a polymer is called polymerization. The process of formation of a polymer is called polymerization. Polymers are classified on the basis of mode of polymerization into two subgroups. One is addition polymerization. Addition polymers. We can call it as addition polymers. And the second one is condensation polymers. This is very easy, children. See how it is. Condensation polymers. Now, what is the difference between addition polymers and condensation polymers? In addition based on the mode of polymerization, polymers are divided into, are classified into addition polymers and condensation polymers. We'll see some examples, then you can understand in a better way. See here, we'll see one example of polythene. Polythene. How we can make polythene? So ethylene molecule, CH2 double bond CH2. This is polythene. Already you know this. It is ethylene. It is ethylene. Ethylene or ethene. We can call it as ethene. When only number of ethene molecules are mixed together. When ethene molecules, only ethene molecules are mixed together, we will get polythene. This is called polythene. What I mean to say, in addition polymers, the repeated addition of monomer molecules possessing double bond or triple bonds. See here, the monomer is polythene. It is possessing double bond or triple bond. Repeated addition of monomer molecules means ethylene plus ethylene plus ethylene plus ethylene. Then we will get polythene. Here any simple molecules are not eliminated, children. Only addition is going on. That's what it is called as addition polymer. Even you can say Buna S, another type of addition polymer. We'll see that also. So this is a first example for addition polymer, simple example, that is polythene. And the second example for addition polymer, I'll be adding 1,3-butadiene, 1,3-butadiene plus styrene. Styrene will get Buna S rubber. Buna S rubber. This is also called butadiene styrene copolymer. So now one more new term you are going to see, that is copolymer. Now I will tell what is a copolymer. 1,3-butadiene. 1,3-butadiene means this is 1,3-butadiene. You can check why it is called 1,3-butadiene. 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons are there in first carbon and third carbon. This is first carbon, second carbon, third. First carbon and second carbon double bonds are present. First carbon and second carbon double bond is present. So in first position and third position di means 2. Ene means double bond. So in first carbon and third carbon 2 double bonds are present. So it is called 1,3-butadiene. And styrene. Styrene means benzene ring. C6H5 is benzene ring. and CH double bond CH2. This is called styrene. C6H5. This here I'll write one more structure. This is also styrene. This is C6H5 CH double bond CH2. Actually, it is called as vinyl benzene bolte. It is called as vinyl benzene. Vinyl benzene is also called as styrene. So you can remember vinyl CH double bond CH2 group is vinyl group, and this group is attached to the benzene ring. It is called as vinyl benzene. That is called styrene. Here the same styrene I can write as C6H5 CH double bond CH2. And then here also you see in case of polythene, how polythene only one type of monomer polythene is present. Only one type of monomer, that is ethylene. One type of monomer ethylene repeatedly addition is going on, and then we'll get polythene. In the same way, 1,3-butadiene and styrene, both two different monomers are adding, and we'll get butadiene styrene polymer. How we are going to get? You see the polymer here. From here I have to start. CH2. When you are writing, children, compulsory you have to make it as n number of 1,3-butadiene, n number of styrene molecules are. N means number, no, so many mean. CH2. See here, when you are writing, this alternation double bond will come here. CH double bond CH, CH2, CH2, CH, C6H5. When you are writing, children, this C6H5 will go up, and wherever double bond is present, here it will come. You can see the structure. So that here n you should write. This is the correct way, children. Whenever you are writing the polymer, this will be there. This what it means. It will be continued. N number, it will be continued. That's what we have to write like this symbol. So this is polythene. You see the where the double bond is, where new double bond is forming. Here, shall I tell you where the new bond is forming? Here new bond is forming. Wherever double bond is there, there single bond. Wherever single bond is there, double bond. Here double bond is there, single bond will come. Here double bond is there, single bond is there, double bond will come. Like that it is, you see here. So here both are good example for addition polymers. See here, if the polymer is made by only one type of monomer, that is called as homopolymer. Here you need to understand two words, children, in addition polymers. One is homopolymers, and the second one is copolymer. Do you know the meaning co? Co means together. Homopolymer means whenever the polymer is made by only one type of monomer, not one monomer, one type of monomer. If the polymer is made by one type of monomer, then it is homopolymer. See, polythene is an example for homopolymer. In the same way, copolymer means if a polymer is made by two or more types of monomer units. If a polymer is made by two or more types of monomer units, then it is called as copolymer. Now, this Buna S rubber is a good example for copolymer. Buna S. Why it is an example for copolymer means it is a copolymer. Why it is called copolymer means here this polymer is made by two different monomer units. One is 1,3-butadiene and another one is styrene. So as the Buna S rubber, this is a polymer made by two different monomer units. That's what it is called as copolymer. And we'll go for second classification of mode of polymerization, that is condensation polymers. Another type of polymers are condensation polymers. Now we will see about the condensation polymers. In condensation polymer, best example is nylon 66. We will see how nylon 6 is a good example for condensation polymer. Already we have seen about the nylon 66. Here you can see here nylon 66, hexamethylene diamine and adipic acid. The same thing once again I am writing, children. Yes, see here. Nylon 6 monomers. What are the monomers? Hexamethylene diamine and adipic acid. You see, hexa means 6, methylene means CH2, CH2 taken 6 times, NH2, hexamethylene diamine, and adipic acid. Adipic acid means CH2 taken 4 times, COOH, COOH. Now actually here in one same line I have to write, but as it is lengthy, next line I am writing, children. When these two are mixed, see how the bond is, how the nylon 66 is forming. You see here, from here I am starting NH. Here even H you can write on top also, no problem. NH, CH2 taken 6 times, NH. Okay, I will write on top only NH, and then C double bond. Oh, from here actually from here OH, from here H. It is removed, children. Minus H2O. One H2O is removing. You remember, this is the important here. H2O, from here OH, from here H. H2O is removed. In the same way, from here OH, from here H. This H2O is also will be removed. So after that CO के बाद CH2 taken 4 times CO. This is called a nylon 66. See why it is called condensation polymer. When monomers are combined, some simple molecules should be eliminated. See here, how to say the condensation polymers are formed by repeated condensation reaction between two different bifunctional or trifunctional monomeric units. Bifunctional means two different functional groups. Here amine is one functional group, here COOH is another functional group. Organic chemistry, in organic chemistry we will get, children, COOH is one functional group, carboxylic acid group, and NH2 is amine functional group. So when two different functional group compounds, the condensation polymers are formed by repeated condensation reaction between two different bifunctional or trifunctional monomeric units, then we'll get the condensation polymer. In this, the elimination of small molecules such as water, here already I said H2O is removed, water or alcohol or hydrogen chloride etc. will be removed. Then only it is called as condensation polymerization. So during the condensation polymerization, some simple molecules like water and alcohol etc. will be removed. Then only it is called as condensation polymers. Next classification based on molecular forces. Condensation. See, when you are writing this nylon 66 equation, children, compulsory here some water molecules will be eliminated, no? So you have to write NH2. This is also important thing, so that you can understand during the condensation polymerization some simple molecules are eliminated. You can see even in addition polymerization no simple molecules are eliminated, just only added there. Whereas condensation polymerization compulsory some simple molecules like water or alcohol or HCl etc. will be removed. That's what, by seeing the equation also you can say that it is a condensation polymer. And the third classification based on their molecular forces. fourth type of classification, children, already first one classification based on the source we have seen, and structure we have seen second one, and third one mode of polymerization, and the fourth one classification based on molecular forces. Now in shortcut I wanted to say, children, this is in examination view it is very important. based on their molecular forces. Based on their molecular forces. Classification based on their molecular forces. A large number of polymer applications in different fields depends on their unique mechanical properties like tensile strength, whether they are hard or not, tensile strength, elasticity, toughness, etc. So these polymers, the unique mechanical properties, these are called unique mechanical properties: tensile strength, elasticity, toughness. Based on these mechanical properties, polymers can be used in different varieties, in different ways. These mechanical properties are governed by intermolecular forces. In lower classes, you know, intermolecular forces means what? Intermolecular forces. Intermolecular forces are nothing but van der Waals forces, van der Waals forces, and hydrogen bonds. Van der Waals forces and hydrogen bonds are nothing but these van der Waals forces and hydrogen bonds are type of intermolecular forces. These mechanical properties are governed by these intermolecular forces. Intermolecular forces means van der Waals forces and hydrogen bonds. These forces also bind the polymer chains. Under this category, the polymers are classified into following four subgroups on the basis of magnitude of the intermolecular forces present in them. So, in each and every polymer molecules, different types of intermolecular forces are there. Whether the intermolecular forces are strong or weak, based on them, polymers are classified into four categories: elastomers, fibers, thermoplastic, and fourth one, thermosetting polymers. Elastomers, fibers, thermoplastic, thermosetting. In examination point of view, these four are very, very, very important, children. So what are elastomers? Elastomers are means rubber-like solids. Elastomer means rubber-like solids with elastic properties. You see, elastomers, no, so elastic properties. They are rubber-like solids with elastic properties. In these elastomeric polymers, the polymer chains are held by the weakest intermolecular forces. Remember, intermolecular forces are weakest intermolecular forces. These weak binding forces present in them polymer to be stretched. So that's what elastic, they have elastic properties. A few crosslinks are also introduced in between the chains, which help the polymer to retract to its original position after the force is released, as in vulcanized rubber. Here examples are Buna S rubber, Buna N rubber, neoprene rubber. So rubber-like elastic properties, rubber-like solids having elastic properties, and weakest intermolecular forces are important here. Weakest intermolecular forces. Because of weakest intermolecular forces, when the force is removed, they will get the original position after the force is released. So examples are Buna S rubber, Buna N rubber, neoprene rubber. These are all comes under elastomers. They have weakest intermolecular forces. Now comes under fibers. Fibers means thread-like forming, children. Thread forming. You know threads, you know, no? So the same way, fibers are thread forming solids which possess high tensile strength. They have high tensile strength. Thread-like forming solids with high tensile strength and high modulus. These characteristics can be attributed to the strong intermolecular forces. They have strong intermolecular forces, are very strong. Intermolecular forces are strong. Elastomers, weakest intermolecular forces. Fibers, strong intermolecular forces. These strong intermolecular forces like hydrogen bonding. These strong forces also lead to close packing of chains and thus impact crystalline structure. So crystalline structure. Crystalline means solid children. Thread is a solid, no. So they will get crystalline structures. Crystalline structure. Examples are polyamides. Polyamide means one category. In polyamides, nylon 6,6 is one. Poly means many, amide means amine group is present, amide group is present, polyamide group is present, polyamides. Nylon 6,6, nylon 6 is nothing but thread. Our cloth is made by nylon 6,6 children. Nylon 6,6 is made by our nylon 6,6. Our cloth is made by nylon 6,6. And polyesters also comes under this category. Polyesters, polyesters. Terylene. This also one more name is there, Decaron. It is called also Decaron. Terylene or Decaron. So there are two categories in fibers: polyamides, polyesters. In polyamides, nylon 6,6. In polyesters, terylene or Decaron. This is also same. Terylene or Decaron, both are same. This is comes under fibers. Very simple, children. Elastomers means rubber-like solids with elastic properties having weakest intermolecular forces. Fibers means thread-like forming, having high tensile strength and strong intermolecular forces. And third one, thermoplastic polymers. These are linear or slightly branched. Thermoplastic. We'll see about thermoplastic. These are the linear or slightly. Linear polymers are slightly branched chain polymers capable of repeatedly this word is important, children. Repeatedly softening and heating and hardening and cooling. This word is very important. Hardening and cooling. It means when we heat, they become soft. When we cool, they become hard. Softening and heating, hardening and cooling. Whenever you see, you'll hear about thermoplastic polymers. This word is very important. Softening and heating, hardening and cooling. Softening and heating, hardening and cooling. These polymers possess intermolecular forces of attraction intermediate between elastomers and fibers. These thermoplastics have intermolecular forces between fibers and elastomers. Fibers means strong. Okay. Then when among these three, if you want to see the correct order of intermolecular forces, means first fibers highest. Next thermoplastic. Next elastomer. Why? Because elastomers are weakest, I said, no. So fibers highest, high strong intermolecular forces. Thermoplastics are between fibers and elastomers. Elastomers are the weakest. Among these three, I am saying, children, this is the order. In examination point of view, this is important. If they give elastomers and fibers and thermoplastic polymers, what is the correct intermolecular forces order? Means you have to say fibers are the strongest intermolecular forces. Next, thermoplastics average, and elastomers will be the weakest intermolecular forces. What are the examples for thermoplastic polymers? If you see, polythene, polystyrene, polythene bags, polystyrene, this all comes under this category. Polythene, polystyrene, PVC pipes comes under this category. Polythene, polystyrene, PVC, etc. Last category, thermosetting polymers. These polymers are cross-linked. These polymers are cross-linked or heavily branched molecules. Heavily branched. Thermosetting polymers means cross-linked or heavily branched molecules, which on heating undergo extensive cross-linking in molds and again become infusible. This cannot be reused. This word you remember. These cannot be reused. These cannot be reused. Reused. If once we use, we cannot reuse. This is called thermosetting polymers. What about the thermosetting polymers? These polymers are cross-linked or heavily branched molecules which on heating undergo extensive cross-linking in molds and again become infusible. These cannot be reused. Some common examples are bakelite. Examples are bakelite polymer and urea formaldehyde resins. Urea formaldehyde resin. These four categories are very important, children. This is classification based on the intermolecular forces or molecular forces. These four categories, elastomers, fibers, thermoplastic and thermosettings are very important, including examples, and the correct sequence of intermolecular forces is also important. Okay, thank you.